Hello guys, welcome to our class of number 5. And on last class, if you take a look on the project right here, you're going to see that we have now two different movements. We have the movement in which we can actually move in position, like with the WASD and the arrows in the keyboard. So basically, if I can check with both, they both work. And I am actually moving, so I am changing my X, Y, and Z position in the transform. So then I can go any place in the map and just go there and move around. And the other movement that we did on last class, actually, it's not actually a movement, it's just a rotation of camera. Because if you think about it, like the camera is not moving at all, it's just like rotating in terms of position, of course. And then right now I can take a look around, and actually I can like sprint also, and you can see that my map is not the best one right here, like it doesn't have grass all over it, but anyway, that's our map. And what we are going to be doing in today's class is actually we are going to import a model of a gun and actually do a crosshair icon in the center of the screen, so we can start actually doing the gun script inside of the game. So the gun that I'm going to use is one model that is for free on Asset Store, but you can basically use any kind of model that you want. So you can take a look on Unity Asset Store, see which gun you would like to use. Probably any kind of asset, any kind of model will work fine to our scripts. But the one that I'm going to use right here is actually a pistol. You can take a look on the link of that gun right below in the class, and you're going to have something like this. All right, so you're going to have something like this. Basically, what you need to do, you need the same thing as we did for the terrain stuff. You will need to log in inside of Unity. You will need to log in inside of Unity Hub as well. So you need to have like both usernames like matched right here. And basically, after you log in, we're gonna download that gun right here. So that gun seems pretty cool, kind of sci-fi. I have the feeling of like space something like sci-fi. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, you're going to click on Add to My Assets. Yeah, you need to be logged in, right? I'm not logged in, so just let me actually do with a log account. So basically, you're going to click to Add to My Assets, and then inside of Unity, you're gonna have like this kind of message right here, like open in Unity Editor, and then it's gonna open this window right here. Same thing as the Dream Forestry assets that we had before, so basically the same kind of stuff. The thing is, you're going to re-download, so like I'm just going to re-download right here real quick. After you downloaded it, it's very small, like a 178 megabytes, so it should be cool. Oh, actually kbytes, right? Like even smaller than this. And then you're going to click import. I'm going to import everything, so import. And then we will have this folder called Bitgun, and that's the model that we're going to use. So just to be a little bit here in the Bitgun model, you're going to have the model itself, that's the 3D model, and you're going to have the materials. You see that we have kind of each different material will have a different color. So we're not going to use directly the model of the gun, we're going to use the prefab. So in Bitgun, you will find a folder called prefab, and then you will have this Bitgun model right here. So basically, how we can put this in the scene, I'm going to drag and drop into here, into the hierarchy, and you can see that my Bitgun is right here, but it's very, very far away from my camera, right? My camera is right here. My Bitgun is right here. You can go fast to where your object is, remembering just by double clicking in the hierarchy. So my camera and Bitgun. So basically what I will do is copy this position informations to the Bitgun. So in order to my Bitgun to be in the same position as my camera. All right. So let's do it. On my main camera, X is 469. So I'm gonna click on Bitgun, 469. My main camera, Y is 7.3. Again, 7.3. And 454. 454. Yep, there it is, our gun in the same position. There is another way of doing the same thing as I did right now. Maybe it's faster. The way is actually pretty simple. I'm just gonna go back to the gun to the place I was before. It's just by basically, if you click on the Bitgun and you drag and drop to the main camera, you will see that it will have exactly the information of the gun, but negative. So it turns actually when a object is a child of another object, the position is actually relative to the parent, so to the one who has the object, not to the world space. So basically, in order to make this Bitgun in the same position as the main camera, what we can do is just make the referential space of the Bitgun equals to 0, because if it is equal to 0, it means that it's in the same place as its parent. So our Bitgun, it's far away, and if it's 0 right here, it's in the same place as the camera, because in the reference, it's in the same place. Alright, so I'm gonna remove from the camera for now, and that's just basically another way. So if I play the game right now, you will have something like this. Okay, our gun in the middle of the scene, basically static right there. That's not what we want, right? We want the camera, the gun to be with our camera. So what we are going to do here is to make this little gun a child of the camera. So where we move, the gun will be with us. Alright, so that's what we are going to be doing right now. I'm gonna make the gun a child of the camera, and if I play the game right now, we'll have something like this. It's walking with us. Not what I imagined, to be honest. Alright, that's basically a little bit odd, right? And that's because it's in the front of the camera. So what we need to do is just basically like move around a little bit, you know, make the gun here, and if I play the game, it's gonna be better. Yeah, way better. Awesome. Alright, so that's our gun right there. And of course you can change the position in any way that you want. So basically you can make the position like this. It's your choice, basically, to reposition the gun to whatever place you want. So yeah, that's our gun. But all right, we have the gun with the camera. One problem is you can see right here, it's entering the ground. All right, and if we come closer to a tree, you have this kind of like it's a clip-in inside of the tree, right? Let's make that not happen anymore. So this is actually a problem of clipping, and we are going to need two cameras in this. One camera only for the gun and another camera for the rest. So this gun, the other camera will actually be rendering only the gun, not gonna render the rest. So basically, we're going to need to make this Bitgun in another layer. So here, the Bitgun, the layer is default, right? Let's create a new layer. So I'm gonna click here, add layer, and then here I'm going to put gun. So yeah, that's the new layer, and then I'm gonna go back to the gun, layer, add gun. All right, we have layer gun, and only gun is in that layer. If you go back to the main camera, we will have the option in the camera component to actually show or not some layer. So if we click right here and we don't show gun, the gun is not showing up. Right? So if we click on gun, it's showing up. Cool, right? We don't want that camera to show gun, basically. So I'm gonna disable it. So our gun is in the scene, but it's not being rendering by the camera. In order to make another camera to go with it, what we're going to do is basically create a new camera. So I'm gonna go to Game Object, Camera, all right? And then this camera, we're gonna rename it to Gun Camera, all right? And then we are going to make the gun camera a child also of the main camera with the same position. Okay, so it's gonna be the same position as the main camera. But the thing is, this gun camera will only, I'm gonna culling mask right here is gonna be nothing, and then I'm going to select only gun. All right, and then this, okay, and then the depth of this camera will be -1. Alright, so yeah, basically that is not working because we need to change another thing inside of the camera. So here in gun camera, if we play the game right now, this camera is being rendering above the other camera. So that's basically not what we want, because we want to have both rendering, the gun camera and also the map. So what we are going to do is go to the gun camera. We're going to clear flags right here. It's going to be depth only. And then we are going to say that depth is equal to 1. If we make 1, our gun will be rendering above the other camera. So no more clipping anymore, anywhere actually. All right, so yep, that's solution of our camera. Our gun, it's working fine. The last thing that we need to do actually is to make a crosshair. And I'm going to make a very, very simple crosshair, right? I'm going just to make like a text in the middle of the screen with a plus icon. So it's going to be, or X, doesn't really matter. It's just going to be our crosshair for this. So in order to add this, we're going to go to Game Object, UI, and text actually, UI text. And then this canvas, we worked with this before, it will have a text in the middle. If we play the game, you're going to see that it's actually new text. All right, black, you see there? New text. That's kind of what we want, but we don't want to show new text. Basically, let's do part by part, but this text I want to be in the center. So here on the anchor, I'm going to select center, and the position 0, 0, if it's not 0, 0. And then the alignment will be center and center. All right, so center, center. So if I play the game right now, you see that the text is actually right in the middle of the scene. That's what we want. And then I'm going to change this text to something that reminds us a little bit of a crosshair. It can be an X, something like this. Or it can be a plus. All right, plus looks cool. Plus looks dope. Or it can be something like O. You can use multiple different letters to be your crosshair, to be honest. O looks nice as well. I think I'm gonna use O. I'm just gonna change the color from black to white. All right. And then I'm going to make the letter something like this. I think that looks cool. Okay, so now I know where I am aiming at. Looks better. All right. Just to show you guys a different kind of icons, we have X. And you can also use an image, right? You don't need to use a text. If I delete the text right here and I create inside of the canvas, right click UI and then create an image, we can then replace this image to any image, and it can be a crosshair, for example, like an image from Photoshop, something like this. All right, as I'm not using an image, I'm going to use the text. So, but just let you guys know that you can use, just make sure that the position is 0, 0 and the anchor is in the center. All right. So basically, let me delete right here and canvas UI text align aligned white, and I'm going to use plus as my icon. Okay, so right now we have our gun, we have our movement, we have a crosshair in the middle of the scene, and we are ready to start developing the scripts for our gun and also make other features to make it looks like a gun. Okay, so yep, that's it guys for this class. I hope you guys enjoy it, and you can remember you can use any kind of model that you want. You don't need to use that model, and you can use a crosshair image in the center. It doesn't need to be a plus icon, right? You are free to make the game in a way you want, and I highly recommend you to do so because that's the best way of learning it. Okay, so thank you guys very much. See you on the next class. Bye bye.